So, Scott, one of the biggest, I'd say most common sort of reasons that drive people into conversation with me is they either want to develop or they want to perfect, optimize, or otherwise improve their abandoned cart program.
Of course.
How important is an abandoned cart program to your typical retail e-commerce email program?
It's vital. It's absolutely vital. You could make the argument that just like a single cart abandoned email doesn't really it shouldn't get as much credit as it gets, because it's really just kind of a reminder. It should just be a reminder. But it's crucial because there's so many reasons why people abandon carts, right? So it could just be simply they do what my wife does, which is they use the cart to just...
Shopping list.
It's a shopping
wish
list.
Yeah,
exactly. In which case, hey, are you actually going to buy these things or not? And then if it's my Amazon account, it all goes to saved for later. But it could be, oh, I actually don't want to spend that money right now. Or
decision deferred,
or they got busy.
Just forgot other things took primary importance in that moment.
Their boss walked by.
They're commuting on the phone. They're commuting and they're looking at things on their phone and they got to their stop.
The important thing about cart abandon is you're acknowledging the human behind the transaction, right? Or the pending transaction in this case. We're all humans. We're just bombarded with information every day. And so you just have to go, hey, people need a nudge, right? And so I would say it's crucial. I love it when clients come to us and go, hey, we don't have a cart abandon. And it's like, you need that now.
Huge opportunity.
Huge opportunity to just push a certain percentage of people back over the edge to get them to make a purchase. It's a bag of money.
Yeah.
Go get that bag of money.
I'd say lack of knowledge or confidence are probably another big reason behind abandoning cart. I don't know enough to convince myself at this point that I should click checkout now and complete the call to action. Or is this the one I actually want? Or, hey, have other people found a lot of value or utility in this particular product as well, right? So maybe I'm still in that consideration phase. I need to sort of increase my level of knowledge or confidence before I actually finally check out.
Or the cynic in me would say, people are smart. And they know people are going to
Are we going to gamification of cart here?
No. People are smart and they want a discount.
Well, that's what I mean. They're gamifying the checkout.
They're gamifying it. I've been doing email for 20 years. My wife has picked it up through osmosis. She doesn't buy anything right away. She waits at least an hour to see if she'll get a discount.
So a lot of us do that, and you're saying that's probably not the best tactic for your abandoned cart program.
You should not. You should be emailing somebody within an hour.
Okay.
Between a half hour and an hour. You could argue 2 hours. It's something to test, right? You test that timing, of course. But do not give a discount right away. Some people just need that reminder, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let me finish it." Some people are just waiting for a discount. So preserve your margin.
Preserve the margin. I also feel like you're setting a bad precedent when you give that discount right off the bat. You're getting them hooked on the price rather than on the actual value of the product itself. And that's just a bell you're going to have to continue to ring. And it's a losing stakes game, right? Because you're just constantly surrendering margin for the conversion when you don't have to. So in my mind, some things that you can do instead of giving up a discount, giving out a discount or shaving a percentage off the price are increase that level of desirability, increase that level of knowledge and confidence, right? So things like ratings and review stars in an abandoned cart are really great. Bringing in a bit of customer review, maybe even using some user-generated content from social to give a bit of veritas to the actual product and its legitimacy and its perception of, again, value and desirability amongst the broader sort of audience out there.
I like to, as my starting point, have a 3 email series. So the first email goes out, like I said, within half an hour, and it's literally just, hey, you have a cart.
Yo, you dropped this.
Literally, it's yo, did you drop this, right? The second email goes out about 23 hours, 24 hours later.
It's about a day between.
You're hitting that same amount of time when they were in that thought process to fill the cart in the first place. And reviews or, FAQs, frequently asked questions.
Great one.
Customer service angle. Do you need help? Do you have questions? If you can support a customer service phone call or a chat or something like that, offer that to them. Hey, you've got this cart filled. Do you have any questions? How can we help? And then in that third email, which is usually another day later, maybe 2, timing, of course, you can test. That's when you go, here's the little nudge.
Yeah.
Here's the little carrot, right? Of maybe it's free shipping, maybe it's a little discount, things like that. If you want to have an incentive, that's the third email is where I like to put it. Because usually by then, you've gotten rid of the gamifiers, right? That are just waiting for that discount. Because they're like, oh, they're not giving me a discount. I guess I should purchase.
Going back to some of the reasons people abandon cart, you mentioned sort of price. Do I want to spend this much money or do I want to spend this kind of money right now? So what about having maybe alternative product suggestions, maybe going slightly up price scale, maybe going slightly price down scale or down price scale? The classic Amazon technique, since we've mentioned them so many times. People who bought this or who looked at this also tend to like this as well. So giving them sort of alternative sort of paths to find whatever it is they might be looking for to solve whatever issue they're looking to solve with the product.
Or another way to do that, that's a great idea. Another way to do that is if, let's say you're in apparel and they have a shirt in the cart, you can complete the look.
Complete the look.
Complete the look.
Now you're giving more utility and value to the
Exactly.
to the shirt, for example, by pairing it with the pants, the belt, the shoes. And not only that, you're increasing the cart size and bumping up that average order value.
Love it.
Yeah. So let's summarize. Definitely send an abandoned cart. They are the most opened and reopened messages outside of welcome that any email marketer will send. We want to make sure that we are not offering any type of discount. We can offer an incentive, but not typically in the form of a discount or reduction in price with that very first purchase, right? We want to offer perhaps some additional information to help sort of grease that skids of decision. So ratings, reviews, social proof, FAQs. That was a really great one. Maybe even links to videos that are able to go far more in depth about the product or its potential uses. Sounds like we also want to maybe offer some alternative products for purchase. Maybe again, up price scale, down price scale, or maybe products that provide similar type of utility or function, but are otherwise different in any other type of way. Most important thing I heard is, your abandoned cart program or messages shouldn't just be one message. This is a multi-series sequence. Again, we've talked about this before, that reinforcement through repetition. Not to give the whole cliched sort of husband thing, but I know I often have to hear my wife ask me to do something more than once before I actually do it. And it's not because I'm ignoring her. It's just there are so many signals hitting our brain at any point during the day. Sometimes it just takes more than once to kind of penetrate and root itself. And it sounds like abandoned cart's not much different.
Yep, and I would just add one thing. If you're worried about your margin, but you want to offer a discount, you can prevent gamification by your customers by only allowing them to use that offer once in, let's say, every 6 months. So if you are seeing people consistently buy repeatedly, waiting for cart abandon each time, you can version out your program where first time through, they can use the offer. If they come through within 6 months, it breaks off and they just get a generic non-incentive version of that third
Simple
email.
rule in the logic is you're authoring your abandoned cart.
I'm all about preserving margin where possible.
So another question I get is, how many emails should go into the makeup of my abandoned cart? And there's no right answer, I think. Well, there's no singular right answer. To me, some of the things I like to think about are, what is the average price point of the products that are left in cart or that were within your catalog? The higher the price, the longer I probably need to consider that purchase. So that's the second sort of aspect is, the data's all there. What is the average length of time between the points where somebody engages with the product or views it and actually purchases it, right? Retail e-commerce, it can be minutes, it could be days. On the B2B side, it's usually measured in, weeks or months. So it should sort of tailor itself to some of those aspects.
Yeah, I mean, at a minimum, you need one, right? You need that.
If that's all you can do, start with one. Be there
with one.
it's better than not being.
You don't need to create a 15 email cart abandon right now.
I have too many customers who come to us with 15 email cart abandon programs.
And if you can't answer why you have all 15 emails, then you don't need all 15 emails. Although repetition, right? Power and repetition. But
sometimes less is more.
Sometimes, depending on your frequency and cadence, and are they getting other things? The important thing would be, don't send them regular promotional emails and cart abandon emails at the same time.
Oversaturation and audience fatigue are very real things.
Prioritization of automations becomes important, right? Like if you come into a welcome and then you fill a cart, pull them out of welcome. They're in cart now. If they're in browse abandon and then they go to cart, put cart only, right? Because what happens is they may qualify for 3 to 4 automations at the same time, and then they're getting all 4 automations at the same time. The customer is going to be like, whoa.
I don't know where to go. I don't know where to look. So that